Welcome back, and today we're talking about Attack on Titan episode 65. So like always, let's just jump into it. What an action-packed episode. I absolutely love this episode. I honestly think it delivered on the hype level. My only concern was the overuse of CGI. I feel like every 15 seconds we had CGI being thrown in. And while it did not look bad, it wasn't like the worst CGI out there like Berserk. I still did notice it, and it made me feel kind of uncomfortable, right? Like I definitely wish they did not rely too much on CGI. Now, before we talk into what happened in this episode, let me remind you to like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel out. But let's talk about Attack on Titan, because this episode was full of great moments. We find out that essentially WHYYYY essentially made the whole plan. He wanted to sacrifice himself. He knew that the declaration of war, the huge speech he was given, was essentially going to spark the war, because he knew that enemies were inside of Marley, so they were going to be attacked, and more than likely Willy was going to die, right? They were going to target him if he was given that speech. But in turn, right, the chaos, everything that happened was going to essentially, all the news organization, all the leaders of the world were going to see, Eren. They were going to see the Eldians from Paradise, or Paradis, however you say it. I'm gonna just call it Paradise. How they're being like attacking people, killing innocent people. It was brutal seeing the kids, the civilians, everybody just dying when in a war, right? It really sucks, but it does happen when you're fighting a war. Really, there's a lot of casualties, not only in the military side, but the civilian side. And the fact that WHYYYY kind of surrounded himself with civilians, because he knew what was going to happen. Like Willy, he knew 100% he was going to get attacked. Maybe he didn't know it was going to be in this manner, but he did know that there was going to be a lot of casualties, not only in the military side, but also on the civilian side. And that was a fact. That was the truth. And he was ready to sacrifice his life in order to get the whole world to go and attack Paradise. So everything is complete chaos. It was awesome. The action, seeing Eren just going after the military personnel and just stomping them, killing everybody. We saw the death of Sophia and Udo. Honestly, I just found out about their names this episode because I always forget about them. But they died. Honestly, they didn't do anything too good. I didn't like those characters to begin with. We didn't get enough screen time. It seems to me like it's going to be Gabi taking the reins, because if you see from this episode, the parallel is clearly there. We see, episode 1 of Attack on Titan, whenever that Colossal Titan showed up, we see Eren looking at the Titan and just in complete horror as to what was going on. And in this episode, the tables have turned, right? Because now Eren, the Titan, is attacking Marley, and they don't have those walls to protect them. And we see just how angry Gabi is. So she's probably going to be the one continuing the cycle of hate, kind of like how Pain in Naruto said it, right? So Gabi is probably going to be like the main character of the Marley side. She's going to be like the Eren of Marley, where she just wants revenge. She wants to kill Eren. She wants to kill all the devils in Paradise, right? And I like how the commander, Magath, I believe his name is, where he shook WHYYYY's, hand, saying, the Eldians, yeah, they're devils, but we ourselves are devils as well. Essentially, blurring the lines between Eldians and regular human beings, right? Because at the end of the day, both sides have done some despicable things. Both sides have done horrible stuff. Sending all the Eldians to fight the Marleyans war. The Marley people are not really sacrificing their lives in this war. They're just sending all the Eldians to the front lines, transforming them into Titans. They're the ones that are suffering the casualties, right? So both are devils. And I like how the commander realizes this, right? So maybe the Eldians will start getting treated a little bit better if there's any Eldians left, because after this attack, it went down. There's a lot of deaths everywhere. It's awesome. Now, we see Piek, I believe that's her name, the cart Titan. She's very smart. She's on top of things, right? She whenever she went and hugged the other soldier, she told them, follow us, because I don't trust this guy that's leading us. Like, something is up. She's very smart. smart. She's always looking a couple steps ahead. So I can't wait to find out more about her character, because I love a good, smart character. So she's definitely like the Armin of the Marley side, right? So I cannot wait for those two to go head to head. Can't wait to see what happens. Now, we did get to see a lot of, characters. We got to see Jean. We got to see Potato Girl, Sasha. And honestly, out of all the designs, the new designs after the, 4-5 year time skip, I will have to say Sasha, for me, is my favorite look so far, because even though we saw Mikasa, I don't know, I like the short hair, she looks awesome, but I don't know, I feel like something is a little bit off. We got to see Levi as well, something was a little off too. I don't know, but I do think Sasha, Potato Girl, is my favorite new design out of all of them. It was awesome, and man, they were giving out headshots to everybody. If you were a Marleyan, you were getting a headshot no matter what. I mean, seeing Sasha, shooting those headshots everywhere, it was amazing. They have a big plan. They're setting up lights. I don't know why they're doing all of that. Maybe it's a signal for whenever it's time to retreat. They will follow the lights to get out the safest way possible. That's my only guess right now. And now we have to talk about the Warhammer Titan, because that was a huge reveal. We got to see that it was the maid. That's Willy Tyber's sister, and she was ready to fight. I mean, dang, even her nape got blown off. I thought it was because she hardened her nape and that's why she didn't die. But no, that was not the case. It was kind of weird. I guess she can control the Titan from like outside the body. That's a very unique power. We see that, Eren was able to figure it out. So Eren is not so useless anymore. He's actually fighting, even though he got beat up a little bit by the Warhammer. I mean, the Warhammer definitely has a lot of tools that she can use. It was awesome. I do like the design of the Warhammer Titan. I do like the powers. She seemed very OP, but it has a very, very strong weakness, right? She's not inside of the Titan. And I like how Eren was able to deduce that, whenever he transformed into a Titan, it started from like the feet up. That was definitely something I missed completely. I thought it was just trying to look cool, but no, was I wrong. Overall, I absolutely loved the episode. We did not see Armin this episode, so I'm wondering, what is he doing? Is he still in paradise? Did only like a few people came in to help Eren out? Like, how did Eren coordinate all of this attack? Like, because I know he sent out letters, but I'm sure UPS and FedEx, they're not delivering letters to paradise, right? So I can't wait to see what happened, how those letters, how they went to the people that they needed to go to in order to get the scouts to show up. I'm sure they're going to explain it, just how they explain Willy Tyber's motivation and what his goal was for this episode. I mean, overall, absolutely great episode. Now, the last thing I do want to talk about is the CGI. I was disappointed. Even though the episode was great, it looked great, the action was top tier, I loved every second of it. The CGI, I mean, I really do wish MAPPA did not use so much CGI. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be talking about this. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be mad about this. Even though the CGI wasn't the worst thing out there, it wasn't like Berserk Season 2, Season 3, it was still very, very noticeable. And even, heck, even when the scouts were kind of jumping with the ODM gear, you could see it. It was CGI. The movements were kind of stiff. I really do wish MAPPA would just stop using CGI. I hope they were trying to save some money with the budget, and that's why they focus on the first couple of episodes with the CGI. And I really do hope later on they stop using the CGI. Maybe they will notice that a lot of people are not happy with the CGI and they will stop using it. Honestly, I think it's a little bit too late. I think, all the episodes, if they're like in production and they're almost complete, they're probably still using CGI. I hope I'm wrong in this one. I hope they stop using CGI, because it does kind of bring the enjoyment down a little bit, right? Like, it's supposed to be like, if you compare it to like the highlights of the animation back in season 1, 2, or 3, that was not CGI and it looked amazing. And using CGI here, I think a lot of people are going to be mad. But overall, great episode. Loved every second of it, minus the CGI. I can't wait for the next episode. Let me know in the comments, did you like the CGI? Did you notice the CGI as much as I do? I will be uploading a reaction video. Hopefully it doesn't get taken down. But overall, great episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the CGI. And like always, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.